What's up, guys? RJ2438 here, and welcome to my review of the Jackbox Party Pack 4. Continuing our Jackbox Party Pack series, and this is the finale of the review part of the series anyway. This is Party Pack 4. We will be reviewing each game. Fibbage 3 and Fibbage Featuring Enough About You is technically 2 games, so I'll do them each individually and give them each their own individual scores. Starting with Fibbage 3, which in my opinion is easily the laziest game that Jackbox has ever made. In Fibbage 3, your objective is that you are given a prompt, and you must type up a lie that you think will make everyone else pick it, and then you have to guess the correct answer of the bunch of answers everyone typed, and the right answer. This is just like the other 2 Fibbage games. I'm not going to go on. 7 out of 10, not bad, but it's just the same thing a third time. You know what? New rule. Unless they add something new, every time they make another Fibbage game, automatic 7. Anyways, Enough About You is actually different than the other Fibbage games. In Fibbage Enough About You, you are given a prompt that you must type the truth about if it is about yourself. Then, after that, if it is your turn, everyone must type up a lie about your prompt that they think will make everyone else pick that answer, or at least people. You get points for getting the correct answer. You get points if someone else picks your answer, and you lose points if you pick the host. Oh wait, no, that's actually in the actual version. And the person who had the truth gets points for every person who gets the correct answer. This game works really well because there's also a second round with typing a truth and lie about yourself, but I won't go very much into that. This game is hilariously enjoyable. This is a 9 out of 10. This game can be so bizarre, so random. In an actual Fibbage game, it's pretty much almost impossible to not know the correct answer. This is because usually the right answer is usually the least ridiculous. Although not all the time, it's still not really the best that they can do, but it's still enjoyable. Enough About You, however, 9 out of 10. Easy. This is Jackbox. This is exactly what I expected from Fibbage 3, if they ever made one, to add something different. Fibbage 3 does not do that. Fibbage Enough About You, however, does do that. Now let's move on to Survive the Internet, or in my words, the god of Jackbox games. Survive the Internet, 10 out of 10. This is the best Jackbox game I have ever played. It's better than Quiplash because it has so many different rounds. Let me explain. In Survive the Internet, you are given a prompt that you must type the truth about to what you think about it. Then someone else must twist your words to write the most ridiculous thing you could ever think of. Then everyone votes on the most ridiculous answer. And my God, this is the ultimate Jackbox game in my opinion. It is so funny. I was almost crying laughing at this game. Well, at the game, yeah. At the different answers people were making. Keep in mind, though, I was playing this with a bunch of people who swear, so, yeah. Oh, and I am kind of guilty for doing that in these games, so, yeah. Just a little thing you might want to know. Survive the Internet is definitely the best Jackbox Party Pack game in the entire series to me. It's got so much potential, and it uses it correctly. If I did have one little thing I'd have to bribe about, it's the fact that, well, if you're playing with a certain amount of people, there will be an AI bot in the mix, but that's pretty much it. I mean, really, that's all I can think of. This is the best of the party pack. I will say that right now. Next, let's move to Monster Seeking Monster. In Monster Seeking Monster, it's a dating game where you must date other players. Now, I know what you're thinking right off the bat. Oh my God, a dating game? Oh no, am I gonna have to date people in real life? Okay, first off, I gotta calm down, because no, 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 no. The people who I tried to play this with, they couldn't even get through a single round without feeling uncomfortable. Let me explain. You are not actually dating. There is no date. Like, you do date in the game, but it's not an actual date. Although I can still understand why people would feel, like, creeped out about the whole thing. It's also one of the most unique Jackbox games out there. Here's why. The reason I don't find it creepy is because the dating part is not the only part of the game. Let me explain how you win first. Basically, you must date players to get hearts, and basically whoever has the most hearts at the end of the game wins. On your devices, you will basically chat chat with up to 4 chat bubbles to different people. After that 90 seconds, you will click on the person that you want to date. Well, on their date button anyway, for the person you want to date. That's basically how this works. And if you were rejected by that person, you basically have no chance of getting a date that night. But if you two clink, you get a match. So there is a little bit of a twist, which is what gives this game about a 9 out of 10 for me. During this game, everyone is going to have a secret monster power that they can see on their device. You can look at how your power works and everything by reading the chat on your device. And then you can use that power to your advantage to either gain hearts or make other players lose hearts. Depending on what monster you have, however, it can change up the game. Like the Invisible Man, for example. The Invisible Man's score will stay invisible, and that person will look like they're in last basically the entire game. So, I mean, up until the very end of the game, obviously. So, yeah, this game works really well. If you can get past all the dating stuff, I can still see this being a good experience. The thing that keeps it from being a 10 is the fact that the people themselves might be a little bit weirded out. I didn't really play fair when I played this with my mom. Well, I played it fair, but my mom and her friend, they didn't really take it that well. So, and I really overreacted, by the way, from that. But anyway, yeah, Monster Seeking Monster, one of the better games in the party pack in my opinion. It's a little bit weirder than the rest of the games. Bracketeering is easily the worst game in the Jackbox Party Pack 4. Here is why. In Bracketeering, you basically predict on who you think is going to have the best answer to a prompt, like the best candy bar. Thing about this is that you have to put in just a normal, average, everyday answer. This answer should not be funny because, well, it's not supposed to be funny. But you can put a funny answer in anyway. After that, everyone has to vote on the best answer to them. You see the problem? This is exactly like a few other Jackbox games combined, but in a bad way. Bracketeering is one of the most boring and laziest games that has ever come out of Jackbox games. I'm not saying this is the worst game of all time in Jackbox anyway, because it's not. There is a game that is worse than this, but I will say that in my rankings. Anyway, this game is probably a 6.5 out of 10 for me. I'm sorry, but this game is definitely at least somewhat bad. It's boring, and it really doesn't have a reason to exist, aside from helping have a 5th game in the Jackbox Party Pack 4. Finally, we have Civic Doodle. In Civic Doodle, 2 players are up against each other to draw the funniest or the most ridiculous thing, and basically everyone else has to vote on which one they like better. They can also put emojis in on the sides of each picture to represent how they feel. Like a poop emoji representing that your picture is pretty bad and you should probably change something before it's too late. Or a heart showing that you know what you should be drawing, what you want to draw to make people laugh. Basically, this game is very fun. Although I did not get through a whole round of it, I can definitely say that this game is fun. In the first round, 2 players go up against each other drawing the most ridiculous things you can think of. In the second round and final round, everyone must draw something that the mayor of the town wants you to draw. Oh yeah, there's also a little bit of story behind this one. Apparently, a drone a low-raised town, like a town without any fun, basically wants to start doing graffiti and basically starts a fundraiser for drawings. I think that's what it's about anyway. And you have to be the one making these pictures and drawings to impress the mayor, which is the old man from You Don't Know Jack. Anyway, this game is honestly not the best. It does have some problems, like the fact that it's not the most original game, because we've seen drawing games before, but it's still pretty good. I give this game about an 8 out of 10, not because of the lack of variety, but because it's just not the best Jackbox game out there. This is probably one of the weaker ones in the pack. But that's a really good thing, because this is an 8 out of 10. So, what do I think of the Jackbox Party Pack 4 as a whole? The ranking I would give the Jackbox Party Pack 4 is an 8 out of 10. I know, it really should have gotten a 9 out of 10 because of the good games. But the good games don't outnumber the bad. Well, they don't outnumber the meh games. Well, in a ranking anyway. Like Fibbage 3 and Bracketeering, those are kind of linear, so they're not linear, but they're just not like the best. And the 8 and Civic Doodle is just not enough to make it a 9 either. So, although this wasn't the best Jackbox Party Pack, this is definitely one of the better Jackbox Party Pack games. I can easily recommend, of the games, Survive the Internet, Fibbage Enough About You, and Monster Seeking Monster as the 3 games of the year. Although, I must say that the Bracketeering game really downs the score. Almost to a 7 even. So, well, not really down almost, but it's not even close actually. So thank you guys for watching this Jackbox Party Pack 4 review. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe. See you guys.